How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about AMC, which ended up having a monstrous day in the market. I was taking a look at it right before doing this video, and it is smashing it inside the after hours. But of course, let's jump into the video. So before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder, or maybe you're considering about taking a new position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is a technical analysis. We want to see the price action. We want to know support, and we also want to know those areas of resistance. We also want to see what the volume was looking like on the day as well. Why does this matter? Because it does have an impact as far as where the stock is going to be trending. And then secondly, we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. We're going to take a look at the borrow fees, and we're going to look at the history of the short volume ratio as well. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know, have institutions been loading up? We're going to see this on the inflow, outflow sides. We want to see if there's a lot of large scale orders. And then when all of that is done, I'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's jump into it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for AMC. Let's see how it's performing so far on the day. So we can see it's around $35, being up 4.70%. On the low, it tested $32.14, and then on the high, testing $37.40. When we take a look at the volume on the day, we can see we had 173.71 million, and on average over the past 10 trading days, we've had 94.595 million. So easily, we almost doubled that today, and that's part of the reasons why when we have this increased volume, we can see a lot of strength in AMC. The chart that I'm actually using is a 1-year daily chart because I want you guys to see the overall trend and also see clear areas of support. So if we take a look at the RSI down below, we can see it's around 37.99, so it is in the oversold territory. But also, let's get started on what happened today. So we saw in the pre-market, AMC pulled back quite a bit, getting to the $31 level. But one thing that we could see clearly here, especially we've seen this being an area of support in the past, back here you could see on the 28th, we were able to actually use this area, and that's where we ended up having our strong spike upwards. And as you can see right over here, we end up testing that area, and then boom, we end up seeing a big momentum in regards to reaching $37.40. So I'd like to see this actually continue because we always want to pay attention to the trend, and we also have to take into consideration history does tend to repeat itself. So by seeing this increased volume, by AMC having this dip, more interest, more demand has come right into the stock. So in order for it to start looking very bullish, we're going to be looking forward to seeing people continuing to buy and hold. And also you're going to have many people who are going to FOMO and also take advantage of AMC at the current prices of where it's at. What will be very interesting is going into next week, are we going to see this continued momentum? Hey, it's something we're going to have to be keeping an eye on. But I know for myself, this is definitely not a bad area if you believe in the movement. And of course, if you have no immediate need for the money. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for AMC. So you can see the short volume ratio here being at 21.79%. So of course, continues to have short squeeze potential. When we take a look at the short shares availability, it is at 350,000, updated 14 minutes ago. And as far as for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 1.13%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, you can see it's fairly consistent for AMC to be in this 20 range, but aside, we saw on June the 30th, it was at 31.23. But we also need to know we got to take these numbers with a grain of salt here, because this is not taking into consideration all the counterfeit shares and the naked shorting that is also going on as well. But one thing that we are aware of the fact that there is short squeeze potential inside of AMC, and this is why the focus is on buying and as well as holding. And if we have continued demand and a lot more buying pressure, especially from what we saw earlier today, then we can continue to see upward movements, but also further manipulation in AMC stock. But of course, if you've been in this play long enough, this is just something that you're used to. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for AMC. So we can see here on the inflow, we have 1,605, and on the outflow, we have 1,000. 1,430. So we have 10 on the large for the inflow. On the medium, we also have 1,221. And then on the small, we have 373. On the outflow side, as far as for the large, we have 5. On the medium, we have 1,093. And then on the small, we have 332. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, which was July the 15th, big time inflow being at 5,195.53. So what is it looking like? Yes, there was a lot of demand for AMC shares. We see that the hedge funds, the manipulation, they've been driving the price of the stock down. And unfortunately, there were a lot of people who were panic selling, getting out of their position when they saw the stock price going down. And then I even saw like earlier inside of the pre-market, it was as low as 31 bucks. And then I just took a look at it in the after hours running up to $38. So this is one of the reasons why I want you guys to see through the manipulation that is going on. See through these dirty tactics that are happening and making sure you have high conviction, and the focus is to buy and hold, especially if you want to be a part of this movement. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for AMC, it was great to see the price action that we saw inside the market today. It has been being beaten down, and due to the fact that there's a lot of manipulation in this play, and I'm going to continue to say it over and over again. In regards to the counterfeit shares, all of the naked shorting, they are trying to shake out all of the weak hands. And for the most part, many people who are inside of this play are continuing to buy and hold, which is great to see. And it's part of the reasons why, if you are inside of this play, you got to make sure you have no emergency need for the money. That is number one. And number two, you got to be able to invest with money that you are not afraid to lose. Why? Because you don't have a ton of emotion inside of that money when you see this play going up and down. It's going to be coming with a lot of volatility. They are going to be testing your mental health. So if you really can't handle it, then please do not be in this play in the first place. For anyone who is diamond handing or buying more shares and so forth and holding on and believe that we should have a fair market, then by all means, I salute you. My hat's off to you. We are on the same boat, and I'm still looking forward to seeing AMC continue to show its strength inside of the market. And I don't really care. A lot of people will say, oh, the fundamentals and blah, 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 blah. Yes, we understand that. But at the same time, AMC is doing what it needs to do to make sure that it can survive. We are seeing that they are adopting new type of operations. They are taking feedback from investors. Okay, you know what? We're going to try this. We saw this with the pay-per-view fight. We also see there is demand for people to get back into the movie theaters, especially after all of this nonsense going on with the pandemic. So just taking everything into consideration, I want to see AMC thrive. I want to see AMC survive. I want to see AMC be able to actually get back on its feet, get us back into the movie theaters, and be able to come up with new plans and new ideas to keep themselves inside of the market, and as well as pleasing their customers and also keeping us retail investors happy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.